Yo, what's up world? It is your boy Philko here, and the video is in the link in the description. You can check it out anytime during this video, but let me tell you first, it might really fucking piss you off, might really get you angry. It got a lot of people upset who saw it, so I'm sorry for making today such a depressing video day, but I'm trying to find things to make videos about, and so far it's just a lot of depressing ass shit. So let's get to it. Just in case you don't want to watch the video, I'm going to tell you what the video contains. It's about 5 minutes long, and this is what happens. A guy, father of the baby, is walking towards a house, and he has his camera phone out. He's filming already. I'm guessing he's filming because he knows his baby mother called him and told him to come get the baby, but she was talking like she was crazy, so he was filming just in case she was to do something stupid. He has the proof that he didn't do anything to her, and he has it on camera. So he's approaching the house with his camera out filming, and then he sees his baby's car seat, and he looks, takes the camera, films his baby, and the baby's just busted up all over the face. Both eyes are swollen, bloody nose, busted lip. This baby's like a baby, I mean months old. Not years, just months. You know, I'm not good with baby ages, maybe, I don't know, just months old, right? And so then he just immediately starts flipping out. He just starts flipping out. He's like, yo, what you do to my, speaking about it, yo, what the fuck you do to my baby, yo, what the fuck you do to my baby? You know, he's flipping out and all this stuff. And then eventually, it takes him like 2 minutes, but eventually she lets him in, or he gets in, I forgot exactly how, but he gets in the house. He's chasing her around like, what the fuck you do to my baby? And she's busy saying, get out my crib, get out my crib. I told you to come and get him. Get out my crib, get out my crib. And then before the video ends, he shows her face. Then after he shows her face, she goes into her toilet and gets her weave out of the toilet. And then that's basically where the video ends. I think it's time for me to go in a little bit here, people. I'm gonna start from the beginning to end. First off, when he got there, I love the fact that he was smart enough to have his camera out. When he gets there and he sees the face of his child, I can imagine how his heart dropped as he tried to yell at her and get into the house. And I can only imagine how long the child was left there, and I can only imagine what could have happened if someone would have just taken the baby. Some animal or something could have came by and hurt the baby, because we don't know how long the baby was out there. We really don't. Because it looked like when he got there, the baby was maybe sleeping. It looks like the baby was sleeping, still busted up and stuff. So the baby was probably out there crying for some time. And then she put him, probably he was out there crying himself to sleep, or she took the baby, put him outside, then he cried himself to sleep. But more than likely, he cried inside the house. Then once he stopped crying, she put him outside, because if he was outside screaming and crying, somebody would have probably came out, and called somebody, depending on the kind of neighborhood they're in. So he sees the baby and stuff, and I can imagine what's going through his head. He knows she did that. He knows she did that. Her only excuse is, I told you to come and get your son. I'm gonna tell you guys something. I don't know how many of you saw that, I forgot his last name, some guy on ESPN, a lot of you guys saw it. I did a video on it. His first name's Chris, C-R-I-S, I forgot his last name. He made ESPN rant on his mother. He made a huge ESPN rant on his mother, how she was wrong for beating him, wrong for doing this and that, wrong for doing a lot of things. But I'm gonna tell you guys something. I like this. I don't like what she did, but I like that black people are now, like this year, it looks like we're starting to come out and we're letting our mothers know what the fuck they're doing wrong. I really think, I gotta get his name, I really think that video he made on ESPN is the first of many. It's the first of many, because in the black community, we have this thing where we're kind of not allowed to say anything bad about our mothers, regardless. We're not allowed to say, hey mom, growing up you did this and that, I didn't appreciate it, maybe you shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that. His name was Chris Carter. Mom, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, blah, blah, blah. It's like taboo to do that in the black community. You can say anything bad you want about your father in the black community, but you can't say anything bad about your mother in the black community. You can't, and no one else can either, even if she's doing wrong. Like one of the funniest memes I've ever seen in my life was this picture that said, it shows some girl on it. I think it was Olivia from The Cosby Show, and she was like, oh, niggas so quick to call girls hoes, but how many baby fathers do your mother got? And I started laughing, so I understood exactly what she meant, or the person who made it meant. I understood it. In the black community, our mothers do a lot of fucked up shit. A lot. And why do I think so? I think so simply because we, for one, our communities are fucking up. We as young males, we're we have this, we're not used to having male role models in the house. That's one. We're not used to having male role models. So we usually cling on to these fucking celebrities and rappers and shit more than people usually would, because we don't have a male role model in the house. And because we don't have a male role model in the house, we're not used to men telling us what to do. Not me specifically, but most black men aren't used to other men telling them what to do. Even when their friends try to give them advice, that person feels like, oh, this nigga trying to be my dad. You ain't my fucking father. You're gonna tell me what to do. That's how we take it. We're not used to taking good advice from men, because we're not used to men telling us what to do or even giving us advice, because it sounds like they're trying to be our fathers. So we're not used to it. We're not used to that. You understand? We're absolutely not used to it, and it's a really big problem. We don't get the proper discipline. And what happens to the woman is, that woman, because she doesn't have a male role model in the house, she has to be the man and the woman. But that's a problem, because that makes this woman become more masculine than she needs to be. She has to start threatening, hitting, and saying shit like a man to try to intimidate you to make up for that manless factor. She becomes a little more masculine in her behavior because she has to make up for it. The man isn't there, she has to be the man. You understand? And that shit is fucked up. And if she has daughters, the daughters grow up, watch her doing this. I don't need no man, being manly and shit. They're probably gonna do the same shit. They're gonna do the same shit. They're gonna feel they don't need a man. They're gonna be manly, intimidate people to get them to do what they wanna do. I'll never forget the first time I ever heard my nieces cursing. They were probably like, I don't know, 12 and 14. They didn't know I was home. I used to live in a big house in Brooklyn. They were in the backyard. I just went to the second floor, that's where I lived. And I was up there, my room is close to the backyard. They were talking on the phone with some girl and they were gonna fuck this girl up or something. They were shouting threats. And what was funny to me was each threat my nieces said was the same threat that my sister would give them when they were in trouble. The same exact threats they would get when they were about to get a whooping were the same threats they were giving this girl on the phone. I think it was a girl. Could be a boy. Could be a boy. But the same exact way, same intonation, same words, same everything. And I was just like, wow. The circle of fucking life. The circle of life. My sister had her first child when she was a teenager, barely. And then my niece had the same shit, maybe 1 year later. I think it was age 14, age 15. It's like a circle of life. And a part of the reason this circle of life continues is because as men, we don't like correcting the females in our family because it's seen as wrong, especially when they're mothers or our mothers. We can't correct. We can't say, Mom, I don't like this, or maybe we should have an intervention with Mom, unless she's doing some crazy ass shit like she's strung out on drugs all the time, unless some exaggerated shit, just the basic shit that they do wrong, we're not used to trying to correct our mothers on it. And then I wouldn't blame some people, maybe they've tried to correct their mothers on it and they get slapped in the fucking face. And she starts shouting threats, being manly. Because there's no male role model in the house. If you had the male role model in the house, you could speak about it with your father, and together with your father, you could try to correct your mother. But since you don't have that father, you don't have that balance, and so for you to try to correct your mother on your own, you have a severe disadvantage. You know, I just really feel that as a people, we have to stop following sensitivity so much and start following what's best for us in general. So if you see your sister or your niece, if you have a sister or a niece or whoever is young in your family and their mother is a bad example, tell them that. Say, your mother's a great woman, but I don't want you following this example of having all these boyfriends, having babies early, not finishing school. You don't want to do that just because your mother did it. Don't follow in her footsteps. It means something more than just when the mother says it herself, because she sounds like a hypocrite. Oh, don't do what I did. When someone else does it, especially a male role model, or hopefully he's a role model, it means a whole lot more to that child. Let's keep that in mind. And that's basically it, people. I'm out. Later.